Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I almost said Friday by mistake since we were supposed to be here yesterday, but we were hanging out with our friends Kurt and Fernando at their new condo downtown. We're back today though.
Happy Saturday.
Barely back today though. We almost didn't make it today.
We were supposed to be on about an hour ago.
We had a problem.
I went out into the garage to get more whiskey to make these Manhattans, and I stepped in a big puddle of water. And I knew immediately what that puddle of water meant. The water heater has let go.
It's not what you want.
It's dead, Jim. So I rushed off to Home Depot to get because there's a PVC pipe tube coming off the drain pan, and it was just leaking on the floor. So I went to Home Depot, I got a fitting to put a hose on there so the water would drain outside.
And we got Hector coming over in the morning to help us get a new one put in.
Good old Hector.
Yes. All right, well, let's move on.
By this time tomorrow, we'll have a new water heater.
Oh, I forgot the part where I say welcome to TGIF San Diego, where we keep you updated on the market, share the latest San Diego buzz, and kick off the weekend together.
Yes, and in this case, we celebrate the weekend because it's already,
yes.
We're already into it.
If we appear disheveled and distracted, it's because of the water heater thing. So
yes.
We were sorry. All right. Yeah, son of a, look what's happening to our camera. It's frozen up.
Well, let's reboot the thing.
All right. Well, okay. Should we keep streaming?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can still probably talk about the market though, right? So I'm just going to put up this slide, and as soon as you tell that to reboot, you can talk about the market.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. The camera. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, everything's going wrong today. But, all right.
Well, not everything, but...
Okay, well, here we go. Here's the timer. Sorry we're not there. We'll be right back, but there's your time.
This week in San Diego real estate, the number of homes for sale continue to climb yet again into the 6,000s now. Just a few weeks ago, we were talking about crossing into the 5,000s. Now here we are in the 6,000s. Pending sales remain flat, and new listings continue to top 700 per week for the last 6 weeks or so. Okay, that went below 700 there, but mostly 700 or more. So this is going to give buyers more choices, more opportunities to negotiate, although these interest rates remain stubborn as the Treasury, the 10-year Treasury yield remains high in order to attract more buyers to it. So anyway, that's what's going on in San Diego real estate this week.
All right, we're back now. Sorry about that. Hopefully we can finish this without having any more problems. And we've got family pizza night coming up. Who knows what could possibly happen with that? Hopefully our oven doesn't break or I don't know.
And earlier today, I went to Costco and Trader Joe's with John because he's done with his classes, and it was like having John back again because he's not all stressed out about school, and he had time to go shopping with me. And so happy was I that I said, hey, instead of pizza for you, me, and Mom, why don't we make the eggplant parm sandwiches that we like to make? And that's like more work, more involved, but since, supposedly we had a lot of extra time today, we were going to do it, and we're still going to do it, but FPN's going to be a little later than it would have been.
Well, John just finished his first year at SDSU, and we're very proud of him. He has most of his grades in. He took Calculus 2, and he got 100% on his final exam, class average 53. So, good job, John.
Well, the entire semester in Calculus 2, John missed 2 points.
Yeah, every exam he got a perfect score except for one where he
forgot to factor something.
I don't know. He misunderstood. I think he misunderstood the instructions.
Yeah, it was like not a mathematical error, but just a sort of overlooked one little thing and dropped 2 points. But
these things happen.
If you can pass Calculus 2 with 98%, I'd say you're doing all right. A hell of a lot better than I'd be doing. That's for sure.
All right, let's move on to animal news.
Animal news.
Yeah, so if you have been around, you know that animal news often these days involves these eagles. So let's look at the eagles again. And
My
these guys
goodness.
are really, I mean, they look like they could start flying anytime now. This is actually, I'm cheating a little bit, but this is from a couple of hours ago. But I just want everybody to see, I mean, look at these eagles. They're about to start flying, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're testing those wings. Look at that.
That one wants to pick up that stick and fly off with it.
And once they fly off, we're not going to see them anymore, huh?
I think they hang around for a while and then they eventually take off to go do their own thing somewhere else.
So the brother or their, we don't know if they're
We
male,
don't know the genders now.
but they're siblings, and so they won't spend their lives hanging out together.
No, they go off and do their own things. I mean,
Wow,
come on,
look
look
that.
at this. Yeah.
That bird is ready to fly. That's crazy.
All right, I'm going to jump ahead to what's happening right now.
Okay.
It looks kind of chilly up there. Oh my, okay, that bird is just right there. Hello, bird. Okay. All right, animal news. By the time this time next week, we might have some flying eagles.
Flying eagles. They're gonna fly like an eagle.
Okay, so let's move on to weekend events. And weekend events is going to kind of run into food news this week. We've got a lot of, it's almost all food news. For some reason, we've got a lot of food stuff happening.
Good.
But anyway, the new Gaylord Pacific opened on Thursday in Chula Vista, big resort. I was thinking we might stay there for our anniversary, but I looked and the rooms are still like $600 a night. So maybe not.
We got to wait until they're desperate. Then we'll get a room.
Right. So the ribbon cutting ceremony was on Thursday. And it sounds like one of the big things that they have is like all kinds of different restaurants and food, bars and They have a lot of restaurants. That was a long way of saying they have a lot of restaurants. 12 distinct food and beverage outlets, all led by internationally acclaimed executive chef, Jacob Esco. Sounds like a Swedish guy. A Swedish guy.
On tonight's episode of the Swedish Chef.
He must be really good because they're trusting him with all their restaurants.
Wow.
So, all right. So we've got a steakhouse, a California cuisine, sports bar.
Wait, what's that called?
Where?
I
didn't say the name of it.
How do you pronounce the E and the O with the line over it? That's like Swedish.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure Jacob. What's this guy's name? Jacob Esco. He knows how to pronounce it.
All right.
I forgot to mention there's also a speakeasy. And I know how you love speakeasies.
Yes, everything's a speakeasy.
Cask and Crown, Prohibition-style speakeasy. Well, that seems appropriate. It's tucked inside Growlers, which is the sports bar.
Prohibition style, so you get bathtub gin and...
I hope so. So they don't mention it on their website here either.
Because it's a speakeasy.
It's a speakeasy, yeah. PCH Cafe and Market. I don't know how to pronounce this one. American, but sushi. I'm not sure if that's a fusion or some kind of a typo. But
Okay.
We've got a grill by the pool. Anyway, let's move on to News 8 was out there, and they've got some ribbon cutting stuff going on. It looks like it was a bit rainy that day. All right. Was it raining on Thursday?
It's been moist lately, especially out by the coast, maybe.
Water slides. Boy, that's a very sleek-looking building.
It really is.
$1.3 billion.
Wow, that's a pretty penny. Now, which chamber of commerce is doing the ribbon cutting?
I don't know. Is there a Chula Vista chamber?
I don't know. I
don't recognize any of those folks.
No, that's not our chamber.
No.
The San Diego regional team.
I like their logo. That's pretty nice.
It's a nice looking place. My goodness. Yeah, that's 1,600 guest rooms. I will bet that in just a few months that price is gonna.
I hope so, because I'd like to stay there, but I'm not going to pay $600 a night.
No. Especially now when we just had to buy a water heater. It's just like that. Bam.
Yeah, I was planning to get a new tattoo or something.
Yeah, right. I could have, all the things I could have done with that $900.
Try to fix this a little bit. All right. What else is happening? Oh, the Cheese and Libation Expo is this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I just messed this up. I was trying to make it better and I made it worse.
Speaking of sushi, we had dinner.
Oh, that's coming up.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to skip to that part?
No, we'll go.
Okay. Cheese and Libation Expo. Now, this actually sounds pretty good. It was at Liberty Station. I guess I should know if it's still at Liberty Station, but that's Liberty Station. Okay. Yeah. So allegedly it's all the cheese and beverages you can drink.
I remember talking about this last year.
Yeah, okay. A tote bag full of goodies.
Damn.
Now, this sounds pretty good. I wonder how much it costs because I like cheese and I like libations. So let's see what we got going
From
on.
1251? Oh,
Well, it happened today, but it's tomorrow as well.
I'm going to be busy installing a water heater tomorrow. So.
$103.
Wow.
All right, well, that sounds pricey, but if it's truly all the cheese and libations you can have. Then
I know, but can you really eat $103 worth of cheese?
I could drink $103 worth of libations.
But then could you drive home afterwards?
I'll have John drive us. He's got nothing better to do. Speaking of John and cheese, he took Italian food culture class. And we kept wanting to hear about the Italian food culture, and he never really indulged us. But then you guys were at Costco today, and he was dropping some cheese knowledge.
Yeah. Anytime, because we were curious about this class. It was an elective that fulfilled some requirement, and it sounded really interesting. And we kept asking.
Mandeep, hello, minimalist home setup. Yes, it's a minimalist home setup. That's accurate. So happy Saturday! Thanks for joining us at our minimalist home setup.
Yes, indeed. Yes. They're saying we have a minimalist home setup?
I think. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, we're at home. Mm-hmm.
We've got a big green screen behind us.
Yeah.
We're not actually sitting in front of a city with the view here. But.
No, we're not fancy. We're not a fancy media outfit, but we're
just regular folks who like to go live on Fridays. Sometimes Saturday.
Talk about life in San Diego.
Yes.
So we kept asking John, what's up with this Italian food culture class? Tell us something. But the kid was just so wrapped up in his CS 240 and his Calc 2 and everything else. He was like, yeah, that class, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. So today he and I are in Costco and we wanted to buy we were buying Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which they have at Costco for a decent price for that kind of cheese. They have two kinds at Costco. They have the, I believe it's 20 months aged and then a 36 month, or it's something like that. They have the regular Reggiano and the Stradivecchio. And I always get the better one because it seems like it's better, right? And so I pick it up.
By better, what do you mean? It's aged longer? Or?
It's aged longer, which to me,
Was that John? No,
No.
I thought I heard John and we were going to have him on as a guest speaker.
It's aged longer. So in my mind, better, fancier, whatever, cheese, okay? So I pick it up and he said, to be considered Reggiano cheese, it has to be aged for at least 20 months or 12 months or whatever he said. But the Stradivecchio, the longer they age it, the more it pairs with meats and other things, whereas the younger Reggianos are good with pizzas and pastas. And I'm just like, okay.
Where were you?
Yeah, where were you when we were asking?
Wanted to talk about this.
I mean, he dropped some science right there in Costco. And so, I saved $1 a pound or whatever by buying the less expensive Reggiano cheese.
Well, I'll look forward to trying it.
And that's a fascinating story. That's a story you're only going to hear on this show.
Cheese talk.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
We should make that a whole segment.
Cheese talk?
Animal news, cheese talk. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, let's move on to more food news now. So we've got a few new Michelin star restaurants in town. 4. And it looks like two of them are in Oceanside. And we've got Carlsbad and Encinitas. So
wow.
North County is really coming in on the
busting with expensive restaurants, huh?
So I looked at a couple of these. This one looks interesting. 24 Sons Chinese Contemporary. It's on Mission Avenue in Oceanside.
Wow.
They have some interesting dishes here. Really a nice presentation. Clam Rangoon. Have you ever heard of clam rangoon?
I've heard of crab rangoon.
Crab, but this one is these are clams.
Okay. Clam rangoon.
This sea bass. There doesn't look like there's very much sea bass here, but it's a very nice presentation.
Yes.
So,
yes.
there's a lot of stuff on here. Oh, I don't even know what a lot of this stuff is. It's maybe too fancy for me.
Scallop, shrimp, golden kiwi, shrimp, house hot mustard. I mean, it all looks delicious, but I mean, that's going to be pricey. It's going to be pricey.
Pickled pears and tangerines.
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe John will take us here when he gets his first paycheck.
Yes.
All right. So speaking of Asian food, which is pretty much that's the only kind of cuisine I can think of that everybody in our family, will eat. We can all go to an Asian restaurant.
Chinese,
maybe American.
Japanese, yeah.
Anyway, on Mother's Day, we went to Sushi Deli 3, which we had never been to before. Now, I'm looking at their website. We used to go to Sushi Deli 1, like way back in the old days. Was it always in Hillcrest?
No.
There was one downtown, right?
Well, there was one right on Broadway, and then there was another one out at like 8th, and it was kind of out a little bit. Or not 8th, but it was maybe 12th Avenue or 13th Avenue. I forget where the old Sushi Deli was, but I know there was one right on Broadway, Sushi Deli 2.
We used to, so I don't know what happened to 2, but now we have 3 in Kearney Mesa, and we went there for Mother's Day, and I really liked it.
It was good, yeah.
The drinks were good, the food was good. I didn't really take that many pictures, but I've got a couple pictures here. These were the
drinks, the lychee martinis.
That was delicious.
It really was. Very authentic lychee flavor, lychee.
And the sandy clam was a drink I guess they invented there. There wasn't really sand in it. There was cinnamon, but it was good.
That was delicious.
Yeah, it was a good drink.
Yeah.
And here's some of our sushi haul here.
It was all very good.
I kind of lost track of which sushi was which, but they were all good. So, yeah.
And they didn't stuff the rolls full of that fake crab that everybody does now. And so that was nice. I mean, I don't mind some of that because it does add a nice texture and flavor sometimes, but a lot of sushi places these days are stuffing those rolls with that fake crab to make up for not having as much fish.
I was going to say we should go back here again for round 2 this weekend, but now we're buying a water heater instead.
Yeah,
so we'll go to Sushi Deli 3
maybe the weekend after. we'll go again.
All right. This is the only other item I have that's not food news, I believe. Horton Plaza. So you know how it was supposed to be redeveloped into, there was going to be all kinds of stuff going on there.
Yeah. You been to Barstow recently?
Oh yeah, Barstow. Well, no, I've been to Barstow, but not recently. But you guys got me this shirt for Mother's Day.
It's an ironic shirt.
I like ironic shirts. So it's supposed to be biotech retail, 800 apartments, but with the cost spiraling, construction delayed, lenders, they're calling in the roughly $400 million note. So it's going into foreclosure, and it's supposed to be auctioned off in June.
Well, that's what they get for calling the note.
Well, they're going to end up owning it then.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure what they're going to do.
I don't think they want to, but I guess they do.
I guess they're not going to renegotiate, or maybe they still will. But anyway.
Who knows what will happen.
It looks looking pretty sad.
It is sad. That was a vibrant shopping center.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it.
It's a shame that, shame what happened. We used to, I think the first time we went there was 98-ish or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Here's what it was supposed to be. I don't know why they can't. I mean, I don't know anything about this, but it seems a shame that with the lack of housing we have, that they can't turn it into like a big, apartment complex or.
Thought that's what it kind of was.
Well, partly, but then there was supposed to be business stuff too.
Yeah, mixed retail.
Just make the whole thing into residential, but again, I don't know how.
Well,
that works.
I mean, the location of it certainly lends itself to a mixed use situation, but for some reason, these folks just have not been able to get their act together and get it done, and that's too bad.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
It's all that guy's fault.
Yeah, what do you this guy?
I'm just.
Let's see.
I'm just
now
throwing it out there.
I can't find him anymore. All right. Well, I'm sure he's trying very hard to get the situation.
I would hope
out.
so. $400 million. I mean, come on, folks. Cost spiraling. It's a story as old as time.
I guess this is sad food news. We've had sad news and food news, and now here's sad food news.
This is better than sad clown news.
Red Fox Room closed down unexpectedly. It sounds like they just fired all the staff unexpectedly, and that was it. It says on their website they're coming back in September, but nobody really knows anything. What happened? I'm sure somebody knows something, but they're not talking about it.
That place was really cool, and we know that because we ate there one time about 25 years ago.
We probably went there a couple times because we used to be able to walk to it from our house or our condo in North Park,
That's
which
true.
was on Idaho Street.
We basically lived right on El Cajon Boulevard, yeah.
This place had moved locations
had it?
recently too. Yeah, a couple of years ago, it moved. They moved the whole thing to somewhere else on El Cajon Boulevard.
It used to be inside of that historic hotel, the name of which I cannot remember right now. But that was remodeled a few years ago, and I didn't realize they had moved it to a freestanding location.
Well, now it's okay. So the original location, now part of the renovated Lafayette Hotel.
Lafayette, that's the one.
Which is owned by San Diego's Consortium Holdings. So according to San Diego Ville, some people are speculating or believe that the Lafayette, the Consortium Holdings, made it hard for the Red Fox to survive in the new space because of the competition. So some people are saying that Consortium Holdings killed the Red Fox.
I wouldn't be surprised. Those bastards, they're jealous. Nobody can have a restaurant but Consortium Holdings.
I still think they should call themselves something else.
I know, that's a terrible name for a restaurant group. But I mean, and we have talked about this on this show before, where the corporatization and homogenization of restaurants in San Diego County. I mean, you've got your Cohen Brothers restaurants, you've got your Consortium Holdings restaurants.
Brigantine Group is more stuff going on
yeah,
too.
it's like all these restaurants held in just a few hands, and they standardize a lot of things. Like if you look at a Cohen Brothers restaurant menu, or if you look at their website and you go through all the different restaurants, those menus are so damn similar. So similar. And the food is just mid. It's expensive and it's mid, and they're across the board. That's what they're doing, and they make it's there's no character. There's no character.
That's probably all that one guy's fault. The guy who ruined Horton Plaza.
Go back. Let's see him again.
I'm not going to be able
right,
to.
okay.
I can try. You want me to try and find that
the
guy
guy with
again?
the flared nostrils. Yeah.
Okay. He was on a bunch, and now I can't find him
nostril
anymore.
Guy.
Not that guy.
No, he's
the
news
news guy. You're putting me on the spot here.
There
guy.
he is.
That guy.
Yes, he is.
Whoever this guy, we don't know who he is. But
Yeah.
his nostrils look pretty normal.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sure you're a lovely dude.
He's trying his best to fix both Horton Plaza and all of the San Diego restaurants. This guy's gonna save everybody. He's got a plan, and we're gonna be grateful to this guy when everything gets fixed. He's gonna fix the streets too.
Thanks, bro.
Todd Gloria said he was gonna fix the streets, but he's not going to. This guy, he's gonna fix the streets.
All right.
Okay.
Enough of that.
All right. Let's go to Texas, where a cat's quinceañera has gone viral.
A kitty quinceañera.
Yeah. So this lady is really into her cat. She's from Houston. She was waiting to throw this quinceañera for the cat. She spent a long time and a lot of money putting this together. Let's check out the cat quinceañera. Do we want audio for this
Sure.
too? Or okay.
While we're checking this out, I will add that our rant last week about the patron bar system, Light Ice Coffee, you had some good points about the disclosure of the collecting of the information. I hadn't really thought of that. So
I don't like people collecting my information
I don't
when I
like
go
it
to a
either.
bar because I might cause some trouble, and I don't need the people down the street to know about it. I need another chance.
She might.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So anyway, we read, and we acknowledge and appreciate your comments.
Yes.
So thank you.
It's very insightful. Okay. Cat quinceañera. Oh, look at that cat.
Meow. Those cats don't like that music.
I don't think cats like mariachis.
Well, maybe they do.
Oh, shit. Here, let me turn this.
Credited with helping a struggling cat rescue stay open.
Oh.
All right. Well, these folks
Is
look
any
nice,
Party
but
that's
I really
purring
just
its
want to
way
see the
across
quinceañera.
the internet.
Over 21 million views.
The guest of honor, she's a queen with 4 paws and lots of sass. Her name, Holly Marie Gonzalez.
What gave you the
Wait,
idea?
the cat's
to
name or
become
her name?
Holly
I'm not
and
sure.
quinceañera?
Wait, I'm
I
having an
rescued
issue
Holly
with
when
this.
she was
Like,
6
Oh,
months
that's Holly
old,
Marie.
and I had her before I had children, and she's really
Now
my
that's a hell of a
firstborn.
cat.
This
that'll
was
sit
your
and wear
full-blown
that.
Nice
quinceañera
cake for a
with
cat, too.
padrinos or sponsors for everything.
Kitty.
A custom cat dress and that grand entrance
Oh my
unforgettable.
gosh.
That's her
Wow.
rolling into her party
That
on a
is-
remote-controlled Bentley. She had
That is
mariachi.
one cooperative
Wow.
kitty.
Yes, there was even a
Oh.
father-daughter
father-daughter
dance.
Celebrate my love for her. And
But this celebration wasn't just about cute photos and a viral frame.
all donated to a rescue.
Holly
Okay,
and her
good for you
humans
guys.
used their moment to give back to the Almost Home Cat Haven, a local rescue group.
Gotta love cat rescues.
No, yeah, we're
Hero.
oh,
Holly
there's more
proves
cats.
that love,
Boy,
glitter,
our
and
cats
a
would
remote
never
control
do
Bentley
that.
Not a chance.
can
They'd
go
scratch
a
the
long
shit
way.
out of us.
Yeah.
Anayeli Ruiz,
That looks like a
KHOU,
nice cat. Well,
11
happy
News.
quinceañera, kitty cat.
That quince wasn't
Good for
missing
you.
a thing.
What was
Yep,
her? What was the
Feline
cat?
Fiesta,
name?
baby.
Maria.
Mark
Oh,
it
Holly
down.
No,
Marie.
cat is
Holly
Holly
Marie
Marie.
Gonzalez.
That's
Next
all I'm
time.
saying.
Happy quinceañera, Holly.
All right, let's
Good for
see.
you. All right. What's next?
All right, I just remembered about the water heater.
Ah.
We got all wrapped up in the cat quinceañera.
It's okay. We'll have it.
Hector's gonna come fix
Hector's
everything
gonna be,
for us.
Hector's going to be here. Well, I'm going to help him.
Well, okay, but yeah,
We're-
Hector has helped us out of a lot of different weird situations.
Hector can do
He's-
anything.
Yeah.
And I am, when Hector comes over, I am both his apprentice and his supervisor. But he's one of these guys that's the jack of all trades. He's done it all. And I'm pretty sure I could change the water heater without Hector, but it would take me longer. And it would just, I feel better with an extra pair of hands and somebody who's done it before. I mean, really, when you're talking about a water heater, it's a tank. It sits on a pedestal. It's got a hot and a cold water tube that screws onto it. It's got a gas hose that screws into it, and then it's got a temperature relief valve that you have to attach to the pipe that goes out, and it's pretty. Oh, then the vent. You want to vent it properly, or the CO2 CO gas will fill your garage and you'll die. So we'll get that hooked up just right. Anyway.
Is it carbon monoxide or dioxide?
Monoxide.
Oh, I know. I mean, we don't really want to fill our garage with either one, but monoxide would be worse. Which one does the water heater put off?
Monoxide.
Okay.
But it's already there's a vent tube that goes up. You just have to connect it. It's simple. It's easy. We'll have hot water again by noon. No problem. I guarantee you, we're not going to be spending the night in a hotel tomorrow.
And if Hector comes over and helps too, then like if something goes wrong, we can blame Hector, and that's not that we would do that, but
Well, a lot of
try and do it
good. A lot of good that'll do.
Well,
us.
it just makes you feel better if it's not your fault.
That's
It was
true.
Hector's fault.
That's true. All right. Well, I think we probably have bantered around enough. It's time. The dough is rising. It's time to bread some eggplant. It's time to make some pizzas.
Family pizza night every Saturday.
Every Saturday we do family pizza night, and you were a small part of it. Sorry we weren't here last night. We were at Curtin Fernando's, which is a beautiful place.
Great view of downtown.
On Cortez Hill. And the thing is, I knew they had moved to Cortez Hill, and I was excited because I'm like, I hope they have a view of the
Oh
airplanes.
man, they did.
And
Yeah.
then I'm standing on the balcony and I'm asking, can you see the airplanes? And no sooner did I ask it than one just like flew like basically right in front of my face.
They just kept coming too.
And
All
it
kinds
was
of different airplanes.
amazing.
Big ones and little ones.
Big ones,
blue
little
ones, red ones.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was simply amazing. It was the best. Sorry. It was the best. Everybody knows it was the best. Everybody's saying it. I asked around.
A
I
lot of
heard
people are
a lot
saying.
of people said it was best.
Kurt and Fernando have the best view.
They have the best view anywhere, of any time. No other anyway view. Yes. Sorry, folks.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, let's go do family pizza night.
Let's do that.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Tell all your friends.